going to tell you guys everything about what happened, if you're interested. If you're not interested, maybe come back in like 10 minutes. I did go to the hospital. I had anaphylaxis. If you don't know what that is, it's when, your body basically shuts down. A lot of people, like with peanut allergies, have anaphylaxis if they eat peanuts or peanut butter, whatever. First of all, I am 35, and I have been on a GLP-1 called semaglutide for almost 2 years. It's the same main ingredient that you would find in Ozempic, for example. The reason why I was taking this GLP-1 primarily is because I have PCOS. I've suffered from PCOS since I was 18. If you don't know what that is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. I actually had a cyst burst when I was 18, and I have all the other symptoms that you get, which is cystic painful acne in the face, the back, the rest of the body, facial hair that grows on my chin. Yes, sorry. And the big one is a lot of women who suffer from PCOS also have insulin resistance, which can cause, first of all, the weight gain, cravings, things like that, and it can cause you to become diabetic. So at the time that I was looking into the GLP-1, I did want to do weight loss, but I did some blood work and I was very close to becoming pre-diabetic. I was like one digit away from being pre-diabetic, and I had some weight to lose. So I started it in January of last year, so 2024. And one of the big side effects that I get from it, there's a lot of different side effects you can get. And the one that stuck with me is nausea, just randomly, which wasn't that big of a deal, but I got very sensitive to motion sickness. That was the main reason why I started to begin with, just to give you a little backstory. So I wasn't trying to like cut corners or anything. I'm also in pretty good shape. I lift weights. My dad was a bodybuilder. My mom's a personal trainer. I have pretty good eating habits. I work out regularly. I was lifting a lot at this time. I was actually doing Olympic lifting when I started. So it wasn't a question of like, give me some drug so I can avoid working out and dieting. I was like dieting and working out my ass off, basically. I'm on a seafood diet. Yeah, most people are. So I was getting severe motion sickness after I started the semaglutide. And I was also a horror game streamer at the time. I was starting to transition into music, but I couldn't play video games anymore because I get motion sickness with any game now, any fucking game. So I've been suffering with that part of it for a while, but it's so worth it to me. Like, the rest of my life is so much better. All the other symptoms are gone. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. My body weight, my body fat percentage is right where I want it to be. I'm working out. I'm eating great. It's otherwise been a blessing for my life. Thank you. Thank you, Betty. Jiner, being the kind soul that he is, knows that there is another GLP-1 called tirzepatide that is way more expensive, and basically he offered to get it for me so I could try to get some normalcy back on the motion sickness side of things. So I got it in the mail a couple weeks ago. I was finishing out my semaglutide, and then I gave it like a 2-week break because that's about the time it takes for the medication to leave your system. And then I did my first injection of tirzepatide yesterday morning. So I did the injection, and then I realized that the injection site was like really itchy. Sometimes happens with semaglutide, not usually this intense, but I was like, oh, whatever, it'll probably go away. So from the time it took me to walk from upstairs to right down here, which is like a 30-second walk, my feet were itching. My feet were like on fire and like tingly and itching, and I like kicked my shoes off and I'm scratching my feet and I'm like, this is weird. And then my hands started itching and I could see my ring, like my finger was swelling around my ring. And I was like, I know my mom had an allergic reaction not long ago, and this is what happened to her. I ran upstairs, and this is all within 5 minutes of the injection. And I'm like, I tell Jiner, I'm having an allergic reaction. I just want to sit with you for a second and see how it progresses. And I'm like itching and I'm scratching everywhere. And then my face started swelling up. Like I could feel my lip was like, and I look at him and I go, is my face swollen? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, we have to go to the hospital now. And he's like, okay. He ran off, put on clothes, got his shoes on. I like Googled real quick. I'm like tirzepatide, face and hand swelling. And it says rare but very severe reaction that requires immediate medical attention. So I'm like, great. Thank God, because I was in panic mode. I was trying to stay calm because my heart rate was getting really like, and thank God Jiner goes, you need to take a Benadryl and then I'm going to take you to XYZ hospital where my mom is. So I'm like, okay, good idea. Took a Benadryl. We get in the car and I call his mom. I tell her what's going on. She's like, all right, I'm going to rush you through the ER. Just tell him to drive you up to the front of the emergency room and just dump you here. And I'm going to get you checked in, have your like license ready and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, great. It's like a 30-minute drive to get there. So I'm like going through all of these things happening to my body. My face is swelling up like a fucking balloon. I'm having trouble swallowing, which I know is potentially because my tongue is swelling up. And then my blood pressure dropped and everything started going dark. So I'm in the car and I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. And I don't know, like, am I gonna stop breathing? Is my heart gonna stop beating? Like, all I can do is talk to him as like this is happening. So as everything is going dark, because the damage was already done, all of a sudden, I started getting stomach cramping. And I don't know if this was because the Benadryl started kicking in at this point, but I started feeling like euphoric almost. Like I was like, oh shit, I feel really good. And that's when I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. Like, I know this happens right before you die. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And of course, you know, Jiner's like, you're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. You're fine. Keep talking to me. It's okay. And I couldn't talk. I couldn't speak. Everything was going black. I was losing it. I was losing a grip. Couple minutes go by and I start being able to see again. I could talk again. Probably Benadryl kicking in. And then the worst part happened as we were about 10 minutes away from the hospital. I thought I was going to shit my pants in my fiance's car. Straight up. Thought I was going to shit my pants. So, and I'm telling him, I'm like, babe, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to shit. I'm trying really hard, but I think I'm going to shit my pants. And then in between that feeling, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to either throw up or I'm going to shit in your car. I was terrified. That's all I could say. I was like, I'm trying really hard to keep calm, but I'm really scared right now. So then the next 10 minutes was just waves of like, I'm going to throw up, I'm going to shit, I'm going to throw up. And like to the point that I'm like, oh God, here it comes. Like in the car. We get to the hospital. And there's Jiner's mom in there. Doors open. She's like corralling people. I'm like, I need a bathroom. It's dead silent in there. I'm like, I need a bathroom. Where's the bathroom? And this woman's like, are you going to be sick? And I'm like, oh yeah. And she's like, here you go. And she hands me a vomit bag. And I'm like, I still need a bathroom. And so they take me to the bathroom. And I bonded with Jiner's mom. She walked up to the door, stood next to the door while I threw up and shit simultaneously. Thank God, on the toilet. I made it to the toilet, but I was sitting on the toilet with the vomit bag, throwing up and shitting. And she's like, are you okay? Got all that out of my system. Then I'm like crawling out of the bathroom. There's a wheelchair out there for me. yeah, exorcist mode was fully activated at this point. They get me in the wheelchair. Now, all the fluids are out of my body, so I'm less scared about that. I'm in the hospital where the doctors are. The Benadryl's kind of working, so I'm okay. I still see the fogginess, like I could pass out, but, you know, I'm okay. They get me checked in. Breathing was fine the whole time. I just was having a hard time swallowing when we first got in the car. No head spinning. After I puked, the nausea and everything pretty much went away. Then they took my vitals and they were like, whoa, your blood pressure is really low. That's definitely why you feel like you're going to pass out. We're going to get you like a lot of fluids and some more steroids and stuff and get you taken care of. So they wheeled me back, got in my bed, and by that point, you know, I already did all the dirty stuff. So then I was cracking jokes with the doctor and the nurse, and I was planning the post-hospital margarita party that we were all gonna have. I learned everybody's names. There was like Dawn, Abby, there was a Dr. White. They got the IV in me real quick and gave me another dose of Benadryl, gave me some prednisone, and then like a whole bag of fluids. And then I passed out from all the fucking Benadryl that I took. And then woke up tired, but not dead. So thank you to those doctors and nurses that saved my life. And Jiner and his mom, for sure. So that was what happened. I'm okay. I'm alive. It was very scary. Never got to the point that I wasn't breathing, but I think we all acted really quickly, and that's why I'm here. I think if we had waited around, I would have probably passed out, and that would have scared me. And I don't know if Jiner would have had to do CPR on me at that point, but right. It's because I took Tylenol, you guys. Thanks, Sweeney. I'm also glad I'm not dead. Yeah, so it was just a little scary moment. But live to tell the tale. You can't kill the metal, okay? I got lots of metal fucking tunes to listen to. Today, we're starting with The Damage, and we're doing the director's cut, okay? So put your big girl fucking panties on. Did you almost die yesterday? No. Alright? Probably not. Maybe you did. I don't know. We're listening to The Damage, and we're watching the director's cut version.
Can you feel the